Hyundai has built a handful of damn fine hardcore performance cars in recent years with the Veloster N, Elantra N, and Kona N, and it's only natural that treatment would eventually reach the automaker's electric lineup. This year, it arrives in the form of the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. Oh, and let's not forget, the standard Ioniq 5 is such a well-rounded, well-executed electric SUV, we named it our 2023 SUV of the year. The game-changing Ioniq 5N. We'd forgive you for thinking the N variant was just an Ioniq 5 with more power, 601 horsepower and 569 pounds-ft to be exact. But the reality is way more interesting. The performance model is lower and wider than the standard car, with aerodynamics improved for performance and a rear wing with a new integrated brake light. Inside, Hyundai unfitted aggressive sport bucket seats with a lower seating position and huge bolstering to keep the driver secure through high G corners. Hyundai improved performance at the foundational stage for the Ioniq 5N, adding new welding points and additional adhesive to improve body rigidity, and reinforcing the front and rear subframes, basically prepping the standard Ioniq 5 for all the higher forces that come with nearly doubling a car's power output. The N team also implements clever software for launch control, battery conditioning, regenerative braking, drift optimization, and an E-shift mode that provides torque interruption between gears to simulate some of the drama of a high-performance gas car. This is the future of Hyundai performance, and we couldn't be more excited. What we think? We waited far too long for a mainstream alternative to the ubiquitous Tesla Model Y. That car finally arrived for 2022 with the Ioniq 5. A quieter, more stylish, more affordable, faster charging, altogether more compelling electric SUV, we were proud to name our SUV of the year. Hyundai delivered an EV that looks futuristic and retro at the same time. Its generously spacious cabin integrates smart features and functionalities, and the interior design isn't as minimalist as some competitors. Thankfully, Hyundai also built a vehicle with a refined driving experience. Acceleration is more than adequate, and buyers will appreciate the balance between a comfortable ride and controlled handling. That said, we wouldn't mind a bit more plushness, as the ride can get jittery on some surfaces. This year brings the Ioniq 5N at the other side of the spectrum, which, based on our prototype track drive and a bit of time with the production car and its clever and E-shift software, Hyundai's new electric superhatch is the best driving EV short of a Porsche taken. Through all our experiences with the Ioniq 5, including a year-long lone living with one, we've yet to find any indication that Hyundai isn't a new leader among mainstream electric vehicles. Assuming the N model is as impressive as we expect it to be, the automaker may be a leader in the electric sports car space before we know it. Motor options and range. Of course, not every 2025 Ioniq 5 is a crazy high-performing variant with more power than most sports cars, like the Ioniq 5N. The entry-level Model SE standard range pairs a 58 kWh battery with a single rear motor to deliver 220 miles of range and develop 168 horsepower and 258 pounds-ft of torque. The same powertrain buyers will find in the base Kia EV6 Lite. The Ioniq 5's powertrain options are analogous to its Kia cousin up until the EV6 GT and Ioniq 5N. Excluding the N, all but the base Ioniq 5 get a 77.4 kWh battery. Folks who want a WD and maximum range can order a single rear motor in the SE or WD, SEL or WD, and Limited or WD that produces 225 horsepower and 258 pounds-ft of torque. This is the longest range Ioniq 5. It's rated to achieve up to 303 miles between charges. Folks can also opt for a dual-motor AWD variant of the SE, SEL, Unlimited with 320 horsepower and 446 pounds FD. With this setup, the Ioniq 5 should be able to cover around 260 miles on a charge. Impressive charge speed. Few of the Ioniq 5's affordable electric peers, with the exception of the mechanically similar Kia EV6, can charge nearly as quickly. Owners can see charge speeds up to 239 kilowatts, and during our long-term ownership of a limited AWD model, we've been able to add 184 miles of range in just 20 minutes. Safety ratings and features. The Ioniq 5 achieved a 2023 iPop Safety Pick Plus, which is especially impressive considering the Institute's stricter new criteria. In its segment, only the Volkswagen ID4 earns the same rating. The Ioniq 5 also carries a 5-star overall safety rating from NHTSA. Hyundai also includes a generous collection of driver assist features: front emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane centering, blind spot monitoring, cross-traffic alert, and automatic high beams are all standard. Higher trims add a 360-degree camera, rear emergency braking, semi-autonomous lane changing, and the blind spot view in the digital instrument cluster, which is activated when you actuate the turn signal. Cargo space and interior room. The Ioniq 5 may look like a smallish hatchback proportionally, but in person it's rather large. Legroom compares favorably to the Volkswagen ID4 and Nissan Ariya, although the VW offers a bit more cargo room. Technology. Regardless of what variant you order, the Ioniq 5 features twin 12.3-inch displays, a fully digital instrument cluster, and an infotainment touchscreen. Standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto require a wired connection for now, but a future over-the-air update could add wireless capability. The SEL Unlimited trims have a wireless charging pad, though, and all variants include front and rear USB-A charge ports, no USB-C. 6-speaker audio is standard, but Ioniq 5 Limited buyers can enjoy an 8-speaker Bose system. Ioniq 5 and release date. If our prototype drive is any indication, buyers will be clamoring for the Ioniq 5 N as one of the first focused electric performance machines. Although it may take time for waitlists and dealer markups to die down, they won't have to wait long. Hyundai says the Ioniq 5 N will reach dealer lots March 2024. Recommended trim. Between standard range, AWD, and AWD options and SE, SEL, Limited, and on trim levels, buyers have a lot of choice when it comes to which Ioniq 5 they want in their driveways. For our money, the SEL AWD seems like a good middle ground. That way you get a bigger battery and more power than the base car plus maximum range, by skipping out on out. Plus, the SEL adds a few niceties, like a heated steering wheel, wireless charging, digital key, and a few improved driver assists. Pros and cons. Pros: solid range, impressive charge speed. Spacious, premium interior, terrific and distinctive styling. Cons: can get expensive, slightly jittery ride. Lacks Tesla's charging network. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like.